Hey, it's your girl Bright Eyes, and I just want to read about this prophecy with politics. I left it out on purpose because it's very disturbing, and what's going on right now, I'm kind of concerned that it could happen. You know, it's a possibility it could come true. What's all that's going on? So I'm gonna read you this part when she talk about politics. Okay, here's go. This is what Sylvia Round say. I want to make a promise to you before this chapter gets started. I am going to do my best to keep my own political opinions to myself and be objective as possible on this particular subject. And you know how good I am at that. There. Now, moving right along. Until around the year 2020, political structure in the United States will remain as it is now, with the Democrats, the Republicans, the Independent Party, and various other splinter groups vary from the majority control of the three current branches of government: exclusive, jurisdictional, and legislative. Between now and then, we are in for a difficult, disruptive era in our nation's history. The long-term effect will be a positive one, that a guarantee. We'll just find ourselves needing frequent reminders of that fact along the way, because it's going to be pretty dismal and confusion from time to time. A president elected sometime after 2008 will die in office of a heart attack. The vice president in line to finish his term will have an unpopular and terrible mistake intended to declare war on North Korea. Which by then actually will possess weapons of mass destruction in the midst of his unsuccessful effort to rally conjugal and international support for declaration war. He will be assassinated. The investigation into the assassination will be worldwide in scope, full of cover-up and lot of both pleasant and unpleasant surprise. Massive amount of attention will be the focus on one of the investigative congressional committee and dark accusation having to do with mishandling funds. In the end, it will be revealed that these accusations are part of a conspiracy to enroll the American people's faith in their government, with the media used as an unwitting, easily manipulated accomplice to help fan the flames. The committee will be vindicated. Both the FBI and the CIA will undergo change in leadership and structure, which will be both organized and separately and together as a cooperative entity, realizing their full potential, and particularly in the anti-terrorist atmosphere that continue to become stronger and more solidified throughout the country and the world. Scotland Yards in particular become one of our intelligence community closest, most valuable ally and ultimate victory against these ruthless but doomed terrorist cells. The FBI and the CIA, the Secret Service, and special units of the armed forces will also hone their considerable skills by tracking and apprehending key members of three separate anti-government extremist organizations within the United States between the year 2010 and 2016. One group will be centered in Montana, one will have its headquarters in the Deep South, and one will be uncovered in the Colorado Rocky Mountains. They will use God and the First Amendment as an excuse for serial murders and lightning fast computer virus that saturated hard drive airways with supremacist propaganda. A few elected government officials will be exposed and prosecuted as infiltrators form these groups, and the group anti-government intentions will come to have exactly the opposite effect on American people and instill a fresh new ways of national pride and protected parasitism. Along the way, we will begin to examine our vulnerabilities, our shortcomings, and our government areas of excess and ineffectiveness. This will lead to the reconstruction of the way our government is organized. Okay, by about 2020, we will see the end of one-man presidency and the costly, stimuli perpetual cycle of presidential campaign and election. Instead, our exclusive branch will be essentially phased out and absorbed into the legislative branch. And through the legislative branch, that will be exercised at democracy process. The legislature will be considerably streamlined to body the elect representative, equal numbers of each states of the union, back resembling the ancient Rome Senate, rather than Democrats, Republicans, Independent, etc. Legislature, aka the Senates, will divide it into two groups, liberal and conservative, who will sit leisurely and not furtherly on opposite sides along the aisle. Proposed laws will have to first be submitted and work their way through a series of screening committees. When they are finally presented to the Senate by committees, they will debate and either pass or fail majority vote. Every session of Senate will be nationally televised. Okay, so basically what she's saying, we won't have any more presidency. It will be phased out, and the Senate will run the United States and set up a president. And what else? To become a senator, it will be very strict. She lists the qualifications. You have to be a natural-born citizen or have naturalization. You have to be a U.S. citizen. The minimum age is 35. You cannot have no lobbyists. You can have no business tied to federal, state, local. And you gotta have a clean criminal history. And what else? And it will be 8 years. That's what she said. Let's see if there's anything else I'm leaving out. Okay, there's other stuff, but I don't think it's that important. Okay, I just want to add this too. The Senate will equally divided between liberals and conservatives. Men and women were all elected, but with shorter 3-year terms. Okay, I say 8. Let's say 3 years terms. Their power will be limited in 2020 than it is in 2004. The new waves of natural patriotism and novelty of Reconstruction federal government inspired by the balance of trust shift heavily to Washington, D.C. The first several years of Senate, state, and local government essentially take let's not knock it until we try it approach the United States being run by committees. So why did it say 8 years? Okay. So, okay, I guess I don't know how long a Senate have in right now, but now Rita, she said it'd be limited to 3 years in the future. So, and I just want to add this. I thought Obama was going to be the last president. You know, you watch those movies and every time the world is going to end, they always have a black president. And it so happened, you know, it's Obama. So I thought he was going to be the last president. And there was all people having all these dreams saying Obama was the last president on YouTube. But it's looking like Trump might be our last president. And we have to pray for his protection. There's going to be many attempts even now for him to get assassinated. And the same thing happened with Obama. There was many attempts for him to be assassinated, but because people pray for him, he's alive, and we need to pray for the president and pray for the vice president that they will finish their term as president. Okay? Because if they get assassinated, if Trump die because of health reasons or get assassinated, this country is going to fall apart. I believe a president should finish their term. You know, if they did one term, they should finish and do a second term. That's how I feel. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say. The way everything's going on, it's a possibility he may not finish a second term. So I'll just say to everyone to pray for him. Okay, and Mike Pence, he's very conservative, more conservative than President Trump, obviously. So, you know, if you don't like Republican Party, then, you know, Trump is better than Mike Pence. If you don't like the Republican Party, because Mike Pence is more to the right than President Trump. So that's why I want to say, pray for our president. Pray that he will finish his term this year and the next 4 years. All right, bye.